Anumre no sia kase bona ne bra so sia de bra mo peace 104.3. Okay 101.7 100.9 Ship House Abeka Junction Accra. Hello 101.5 FM so e Kumasi Edumarishima mai mamu nyina adwo. Enso aboa no anumre firi omemu ne amahodo so e de bra mo na radio stations be o radio sia so Ghana ene amanone. Aboa nsemi nyina no e de ato peacefmonline.com. Enso mai de bra mo no de di mu akotire bi ene se.
Enanso abia Edo program from market bog helicopter ibi. Akwati ato school park bi so watama. Ema nipa mienu ene yesusi se wo mu na mu afrim. Assistant Ambassador ranking member ewo Parliament Defense Committee. Honorable John Ntim Fadwo akasa dia fa mampeni. Ekwanya wotu a edo program from adade anu ma wode kono. Ninua Ibrahim Mahama dia no na wotinam. Na Aba say fiscal transparency. Ghana yedie no yakuye ni papa yezika se monto tiene se die mu jawo no hye mu obi ate ase hunu die akone die ba no emu da wo fan IMF amanboni.
The reason why we are here is very targeted and related to fiscal transparency. So the evaluation we are doing is based on current practices on transparency.
Anuna Penny Wakasa Essa Kobasi wa my Ghana ye free IMF mise kunkuro ho a na no nkyerɛ sebi sika abani benya anade abani wo no yamfa kwamone so se no
wouldn't say, but them the media join the labor force no. Security services recruitment not engage the intel, but since a given the volunteer, that's why many people are drifted towards the security service.
Na kade mrasiba joni nso na anumre yi wose wo ensem bibisa na ohia no yie at the far gold board and afi Bank of Ghana wo mun se wosudie ne wo mun tutie bi a kamia yese at the cabo and ebey.
So the government should set up because people of Ghana are not ready to make, losses over a program that's supposed to support our currency. Then in the end, we are spending so much.
Now, so woman do dream Rasiba Junior not on Princess so and a boy abanso born a I say, Coco, Bano, I was a water. I will mind a fan, a baby, I do coco no. Abana chances and one tiasie. Na enumre ye bebon komodia fa sa lithium no a ye hunu o man mu a ya won se ya kra mampani na na do danko akufu ado ene MPP abandada na breso no abanfufuro ye so be yensa tremu bi wom ni ahyase etu ensa traye no ya wie na akoti sen ensem bi ka ho na enumre ya boa no a ye de ba
na aside wo mu ye de ma Osons chemist abusia Osons chemist and the Osons Garlic capsules abedwa so Divine Hope Herbal Center womo na de otwea herbal powder aba osisi ya oya na wayemre ukwa fishira na asem aba no na nopa ene anwumre fansuo de otwea herbal powder jana hyewa wa obeba afei MTN say yemfanto anim se Ghana ha bia mununkum hata bia MTN so ewo ho High Sense Ghana eba ne se home appliance na apesa utopa de outside High Sense for ho na akwa akoto ya anom Dolphin roofing system say and chance ya debo dan so de be chama wo na eye papa e be san asevu sika e de ama ono de ye ton wo Dolphin roofing systems afei ohene yire spices obo no aduane aduane ne de dia na eye ohene yire Lawson Herbal Center Zunie on de Lawson Law Chemist cha eba dwa so e bo asiesie ma e ma mo ye emesima sanwuma ku ada Roma e na ate enka e na nwumra kenkanfo ye me na ya okese e na
me amo
afei nsɛm no enkyiremu enie enwumre ya na krata afia bankasie mu aba osofo ya ohwe mampani nkitaudie ensɛm so Felix Kwachi ofosu wono ɛna ne nsa ɛhyase na nsɛm ne sɛ mampani aye putupuru ehyiamu no ne bambo nmaku ahodo Ghana ase nyina mpanifo na ehia ya wonom ɛyɛ saa putupuru ehyiamu no na nhyiamu no mu no adwensese anama na akwa wie sɛ Ghana ye ne senka emfie 9 ya ɛde ya ne mu yi wofa emabunu beye empima duonu e de akobammo enyumakuo ahodo no emu nanso mampani ahye se ne nneema asi akwakoye nti no yenye no empim aduanan 40,000 e wo emfie 9 entem mampani enchehye ya one bambo mpanifo no kokoye ye no woni ya na wo ho bi chief of staff no wo ho afi mampani churchrofo no wo ho bi senior presidential advisers no mo ewo ho ena afi onu so a ehwe abanmu amamu nsem so no ho bi omei bambo penny awada no national security coordinator no ho police sergeant inspector general of police no ho afi director general prison service onu so no ho bi director general fire service comptroller general Ghana immigration service and afi director general narcotics control commission na one mu nyina wo ho bi amampani ahye se nipa no ye nse ye fa no emfie 90 na ye empema duonu no enwu hia akwakọ hia nti ye ntremu emfa nko empem aduanan Felix Kwachi Ofosu na ne nsa shekrata yi ase
na wan sanfo from no pramto breakers e bom nne ana nana ya kuno dum ma Africa ene asen South Mrase badwani ya kwa Mrase badwafia oye ranking member defense committee etwetwe nkomo nana enkomo twetwe ne fa mampani John Dramani Mahama kwanya watuo na otu kwan no edo program from adadia no ma watina mu koye no eye ni nua Ibrahim Muhammad ye no sa myself me amedia aeroplane no na enu nkomo na honorable John Ntimfo ekasa fa wo no se ankrankra bi ebetiska ato dadia no ma woni hawo se kontonkra bi betiska dia ato ewiemusen ontia na mum ewiemusen no ya ankrankra dia no sebi dia mampani betremu na ya ensese ye ne bomba akade bia aya na ewuwo mu no unya no ankrankra dia no a aya wo mutonim esanse ankrankra no no wo akoto no sebi wonya mampani ana wakase bia yenye ni sei yemfa we nkan wana se wo mana kase se we na mampani betremu dia ne bambo a efa ho no e wo se yesei ana sei wo se obema Ghana hweso nanu yi Donald Trump oban de di kan no wuzo no anu wo private jet ni bi wo ye ni se anu no betem de tu kwan na America fon se da bi aya mampani bi asade se wo be ye mampani ya wo US abrochirema mu a Air Force 1 na wo betinam se be bia wo kono ehia so betina dadia no mamu di a ye Air Force 1 na wontina no mu a wo mo mpene makwan ma won kotena aeroplane foforo bia mu esense anu na wo betumi akande wo mse so mo bo se wo maye bamba won se ye mapa a sabi ese fata se mampani tinam edi tu kwan ankomotwetwe we so na agina krata free executive secretary de ma president Callistus Mahama waba se nyame ya adomu a webe afimu yenkodru bia November bosumi num no na Ghana presidential jet yenya munu dwan
Man, I'm going to go private jets. That's what I want. They will meet me at the one about them move here to move other than Ibrahim Muhammad plane. Then move President Trump on the president in Brano on the private jet. Then move obey a president on my local obey a president and no private jet. Wow, that's now they rejected 2 to buy on official travels. A year 6. Air Force 1 and the president who used Nimian aircraft wrong. The one who used Nimian office and presidential of the year is equally wrong. Say who used Nimian plane yet to buy. What you are trying to say is a criminal. Nipa Bako for a will commit me out of plane at the amount of president they use.
I'm not saying I'm not John Ntimfo Akan say. Senior man you go and this one be a nyachum papa na one me achum ye ya working. And so munya se say. Na ni mu ana mampani na na dodanko akufuado na breso na otu kwan a na okwarente edo problem from adade anoma de kono NDC for kan wasem papa wo so nim se Ghana for atedada e ma bi kura ya ni se ensu otopa wo mo man ensu na eto free sro no kokura nso wo mo so adan a wo mo se bia na se bi mampani dada na dodanko akufuado kura no dware a wo dware ni hunso ni bi efrem ana egu fam enti wo mo menso kra to fisro emu wo mo ensem de wo mo kan bi papa eni sa ba ye de botachi no eni ababa bedi minority MPP fo nsemu a so mo ka so mo de boba a ahwe asem beba
we are here because the media NDC for at the Omanpeni Aquentu at the reckless politics. How could you talk black when they on a foreign minister? Any project and fear net on a year the ordinary deputy defense minister Tiani say Omanpeni Omukaya can you man started to hold say man to Ghana food Daniel man or walk to home and no Ghana also any back on Omuka and say there was Omanpeni they use presidential jet at all times. Now back on so any now at the time no follow not to the day to me say see why be 3 months or maintenant.
Atefonya yɛte nkan yi ɛyɛ Asen South Mratebedwani a defense committee ɛwɔ Mratebedwafie ɔyɛ ranking member Honorable John Ntimfodwo ɛne yɛte ne ni
na Ghana Civil Aviation Authority adekata bi apiedwa nwumre ya abra yesiesie wonde kasebo yi abremo na wonom ekiremu a ene awie yi ebra anom yensa epa ho be sima aduonu ena iwemhyen baako etuye enokra ye sa bomframa nkitinkiti bia heli nkitinkiti bi etufri ho ana oba enkran na otube nom yensa pa sima aduonu na Ghana Civil Aviation Authority womo enim sa wiemhyen ne number no eye 9GADV na wochiremu a ebedru tema no na etehweye na wose wiemhyen ne tehwe no miensa pa osima aduonu Mr. Yesi e wo ho no wiemhyen ne tehwe no miensa pa osima aduonu 320 na wiemhyen ne tehweye na ebra twato okura obi ti wiemhyen no nka no na ebra no mienu apa osima edu enwotwe 218 ena omo ti wiemhyen no nka last one ya obia ante eho asem ebiemu na Ghana Civil Aviation Authority say sa wiemhyen no na nipa mienu ena etimu na nipa mienu ena ete wiemhyen no emu na mum wajitum se wiemhyen no nokwasem se etehwe ate ahwe na mum omun sesi a ye kasa de omun timi nkyere se nipa no a omo na otimu no ebia obi ho ati anase obi ho aka na kyerei ekyeremu bia eka ho no Ghana Civil Aviation Authority say womo ede ebeba na ayetema na ochese wemhye kokoti hwi ye die yenko yaman bofo wopom ho amanse badanso abiam na onkyere ye nea ono so teye ene nea onim danso so moy
yo nana masomu ewo tema na bebi a midina ye yaya enyusen a ye ka ho atemi etoye na idanso etumu na yaya etoye no eye enkwada na temofra suku bia eno ye fe no tema Metropolitan number 3 DK eno ewo community 1 site 18 na efidie ebetoye na senia na udi kan bo etifo etirimu be benefore de ehon krata abano saa na yenso ye ba ye bi titi mu no ye fefe etufri eyehu na de tiremu ewo enkran na ebra wodi etu jase saa bre no na eto fom no na ese eto suku mu eye mofra suku mu ewo temaniti no headmistress ono edwo suku mu hafi ejina menchen ewo hasisia na mepefe meneno bekata na ansana no meka emfoni sani afidie no ayedia lesia kase sese die nia omubetimi afna eye ne nadie dia na obe ye bekata ne ntaban no be mienu bia eno kra ewu ene bua na emu ni ndini ebodi ni die ahye anane ewo hase ya dumjafo abeboa edumja no amakese ya hanom aye boko na yempo eye mame a wono ene ye checheko pani edema eye tema Metropolitan DK number 3 na yene no komo mane faso didi kan wudi edifan
Florence Abonso
ebra ebata no na no school mu kana pe na mapon
the cultural young so that time no they started picking them asana the NC
ebata no it's mo frank etwa na etechefo no na adi wi die no say na netie
and the SCN said play jet it fell in between the two classrooms. So the teachers, the time that the fire was burning, they rushed and carried all the children to the other classroom. So luckily enough, none of the children doesn't involved.
Okay. to say no, I'm a friend, no, born, what's wrong with me,
how there be, Ochina, young to me, Yamba. And one born Qualano and a teacher's for Nina, and one boy, Ochina de Yamba, but I don't know the authority. The school is belongs to TMA daycare, and I don't know what authority will decide. But tomorrow, whether authority has decided or not, tomorrow none of the children will not come here.
Nana, and see, way of the church for Penina or non at that, a young of Sukuyan or Happy.
Danzo. Pacho, my next one come and we have say. Esi school mu ana so mabefako
enya enya de so wutimi amaso fe ne ja ahye no na ntena bi ka se ne na de bi ne nka banka kra bi na mfa se ugina ha obehunu se edaho baby a yebeka se mi inji ewo de anane atrete egufo mu a penifo ejija penifo mu bi Ghana Federal authority ababe du ha say Ghana fire service for ha police for ha atoja for so e wa ha say a ono mo enamwa me no ka say no ato pempimu a mo chese ha say no ababe security zone a omo fi ehwehwemu ase metimi aka say nipa mienu a na ono ensamo mo de ba bonten e chese na wono mo wiemse no sa brede ono mo enka asiatefo ho a no metimi aka esiso be enya de a wo ka asiatefo ho enti na nia eti ewo eye tema committee 1 eno.
Okay, enti we mhye no tehwe osa no eja tom na ahye.
Cha pepe na eja tom ahye. Na wo tete se for penyi ne ka se top form sa ni jani tom no na efepe at for no yi kwala no efi edan a enkwala ni wo mu na eban beebi ni ja no aso no. Enuti ena ma fire service response di mi kaba ha so ba bedu o ma ba be ye don be dia du jan ne mum we say ne die anane aka ne nkafe ene gugo.
Okay, amanse banti baby a we mhye ne toye no na park so mfichire baby hefa
ana aha baby a toye ne nye park so mokra suku bi e wotema me kafe tema Metropolitan Daycare number 3 school dan no anata dan a mofra ni sua die wo mu no mienu ntem na ebehwe ye enti na ba sa na ejasa to mu na sa chechefo ni yi nkwada ni free ye dan ni eto baabi a eho eye na wono makwa ahotan ti no omo ye ba nti chechefo ni chese ehu agba di suafo na afei eye chechefo ni nyina nti no wono mo nye ni se ebia na wotwi mu kra no obetimi aba beto adi suaso.
Okay. Danso ya danse papa. Yenu ya danso abiam ena yeteninka efree temano.
Na asasimu agudie ka no lithium. Oba de ya dom ema o my Ghana yehu se sa asase yetisuo yi ebihase. Ema yehu ye no mpanifo yehu hyehye ne ntotoye. Bodewuro se ye pagmeku a. Wiase na wo mabene sa asasimu agudie no nituo. Ema Barari DV ena ejina na muma enyimeku a wo munim sa asasum agudie de tuo no wo mu yi wo muti ebaye ene Ghana be ye nkrata asem na wo mu ye nkrata asem na koba ne se October 20th 2023 Ghana aban ene Barari DV Ghana Limited a wo jina enyimeku a wo mu betu asasum agudie yi anamu eye ho hyehye ne ntotoye ema o man Ghana ene enyimeku ni na obi ate ne ho ase ana de aka ne se ya de pembesi papers na ya san ntiasia pam no na ya sha ase etuo nanso abanfofo yi ba ye na Lance Minister Emmanuel Amakofi bu aye ne se sa enseseye no a MPP abandada no ene Barari DV Ghana Limited eye ewo enyimeku a wo mbetu asase mu agudie no anamu ye no ehia body works ne service bi a esiesie bi wo mu ene ne mebi wo se asesane nti November bosome da to du baako ewo 2025 afi atwamu no mu ena wo mo ye foforo ede kotom na se bedwofie se emna se bedwofo ensimu nkonyannya ja wo mo mprenso na se ya ja ye de sa cha se na ya cha se etu enumuo ena minister sa ko withdraw ye ede foforo ko ye December 19th 2025 na ye na nweko yi se o ma twanya Woman Jason Kata Bananka. Obikan away bus. A Juma Diaswa Monsano, Wamasas Yaye, not lithium, no wometu. Now this woman tia banka. Until Danaza Abamubone Yaudibi Yadin Wajim. And internet you repeat FM, your person be something for say. And you be an Kata, some no quack was saying. Penny Waja Penny any a boncomo. A public relations officer, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Park with this kind of. Pama hey, Anamajo.
Yeah, really, I'm Joseph. Good evening.
Yo, I didn't sound off one. Hello, Pa.
Hello, really, I'm Joseph. Good evening.
Yo. Now, you're already you may have some yet here. And the senses are yearning to Tia, Abayane, and Mokoya won't be to lithium, no. What I could say?
Lithium deal, no. Cecilia, by the special grace of God, no. Yamia do me between I can say by the time Parliament better accord research, no. Parliament be ratifies that deal, no. I say I check a can and say over can say time now honorable Amakufuwa or they do no call Parliament or the withdrawal, no. There was a need for us to change the royalties regime. Imra regulated the payment of royalties. No, first now it was pegged at 5%, but there was a need. Yes, it's on the crack. And by your friend sliding scale agreement. They are not say mining companies. No, open to buy royalties between 5% to 12%. Not 5% to 12%. No. It is just last week, as a very last week, and a mature bill, and matured into law. And at this point, the bill has matured into law. No. Now the ratification will go on because Emra regulated the payments of royalties. Now we have it enforced, and so it is basically because of this. And not the ratification. No, I check a crowd, but Sebi when you say we per se all frustrating the investors and now all money the moment. By the special grace of God, no. By the time Parliament will rise, no. Now you did the we are lithium agreement would have been duly ratified. But say it is currently sitting with the Parliamentary Select Committee on lands and natural resources. So most of my year who they have gone through, they have reviewed, they have done all the necessary body works. By the grace of God, by the time Parliament rises again, or mobile ratify the deal.
Na pai ye mi sakakra we na wo chete mo akere ye yina no anye bia no Barari GV Ghana Limited wo mu nim ni sei
o mu nim ni sei pa and the general manager of the company yeah, I mean you know to come almost every now and then, so we have been giving them relevant updates. But we'll say the investor community sometimes when they also observe some of these things, they begin to think, say, why should the ratification delay like this and that and all of that? And see, those concerns are legitimate, but I don't say we don't communicate with the investors. They are very much aware, and the sector minister has assured that it will be done, the needful will be done accordingly.
Before you beba Atlantic Lithium, sentiment be on my express against delay. Womutem say affect our tosone didne aresemu womuni nmekuo awodo bi aka ewo owo oman Ghana asase mu ogudie tuo so ndemisa on say de dikan no a mode call Parliament no na de ababa be ye asem na ye di hu nkomo royalties no mo pege no from 10 to 5 na fufuro yi na say you between 5 and 12. They say ejina sempote
Fesia ejina 5 to 12. Now 5 to 12 no I know your friend no sliding scale royalties mechanism. Now my main show the say your picking is 5 to 12 no. Whom say on the global world markets no, the price of commodities like gold no, I thought the price no bet to me up and down. But focus on your friend no boom and bust streams. once our gold, lithium, these are commodities, they operate within a boom and bust cycle. Boom and bust cycle, they say, I bet to me about say sometimes prices will be high, other times the prices will be a bit low. Now, a ban low, sana, investor, or no, or you more Ghana, a ban low now, or a ban say, if you are on 10%, not global prices, not lower. Or no one to me, just as a canon. Now, if it happens that way, or you'll be forced to the investor, or because okay, any my family, my mom, let me just start people, let me lay them off so that obey Yasika. Because you have given the government, you have given the investor a fixed price. We don't want that to happen. Yes, because of that, right now, let's do the sliding scale. Sliding scale, let's say, if the global prices come down, the mining company will be charged just royalties of just 5%. If it goes up, will be charged 12%. That's 12%. It will also benefit the government. It's a win-win situation for all. Global prices will go higher. Government will benefit. If the global prices come lower, the investor will also be protected. But who could see if you are say what Chabua Mono say if you are investor no 10%. Now also amount of 10% now do sometimes be maybe the global prices have gone lower. And you know the person will not be able to run the mine and run the corporation, and the employees will be affected. So many things cannot happen. In China, you are 5 to 12% sliding scale because when the prices are low, it protects the investor. When it is high, Ghana benefits. And in China, Monagwama Kufibwa has gone that way.
Now, as I say, no company bank pa na yes say yamu no woman a man for and who say you know my answer say yes in kratasem ni na wi a wo mo dia so from na lithium wo matu.
Oh, Barari DV, they are the only concession owners or those who actually have the lease. It is just the Barari DV. They are the local subsidiary of Atlantic Lithium. Omopena, the lithium exploration, they have the right, and the ratification is going out for them. Sena Medical Akan, by the time Parliament rises, hopefully the ratification will be done, and then we will start your operations. Now, you know, for somewhere in November, so now they were not very happy because projects was there because projects are stagnant, so they were very worried. But we were hopes by the time the first quarter will be over, that is by the ending of this month, the ratification would have gone through, and then maybe Fireman would be way out for Atlantic Lithium, and then indeed will be our Ghana in that particular respect.
Now, minimum that say one more sentiment on my expression, no matter say delay no how and process and be all the mawom.
Of course. Delay the honestly, how will be because we are investor now, open political, and at the end of the day, you are not able to do your exploration. No investor, said you, no businessman will be happy. The locals now where we are also. Because of the pause on the mining work, and we'll be brave. We are farmers, they can't go to their farms, they can't do their regular businesses. Almost when we went there, this was in December last year. Minister, I went there. Represented minister together with another colleague at the ministry. You know, the chiefs and the people and all of that. So yes, they are truly frustrated. But it's unfortunate, but right now the royalties law bill has now become law. So now we have a proper law regulating the royalty regime. Now that the law has come into force, the deal will be ratified, and then everything will be put to rest.
The Ayatin can Bureaucracy. Family never said you may wada no bra when you are to hello. Yani Public Relations Officer at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Bureaucracy Shandoff. And a bon come for lithium as a more good year to a one crater somewhere. And you mudi into Macono. When we get like a crack. And like your coach here with Cynthia. Asian China National.
And there's also royalties in the saying.
between 5 and 12 depending on world market price. And it's also my win-win negotiation is a bit depending on global lithium price. No, I'm saying just to say a cosra and a becosro. And it's above from 1 not 5%.
On baby, that's the one about teaching because maybe. So for the minimum requirement, say 10% there. I was reaching 5%. Tamwa, honorable Bujina Pomo, yes, a barrier agreement we. Yes, no more 13% or so. Now, Munya 10, yes, say, sir. Nishana say, ye be renegotiating us, ye be started with 5% here. Ombesaba be chirimbium. Na, Mampeni John Dramani Mahama. Wabaye kwan de otubi pa na esi aso Ghana ni wiem hyen etu an haya gese okobom kwa na wode etu kwan no so oman ti se Ghana o ye ni wiem hyen na se man pani betu kwan gese onam ye nam na ye frefre yes hwan na ekro hwan na adu no so otu kwan ye man pani ikobi o ye ya na ye nya bia na yakwa akofa ni nua de na ni nua no de no odeko na anu ya na babeto odwa se ni nua na to ewimhyen emono gian na ewimhyen na efepa na nu achi na ese mampani se tukwan otu kwan no a ewimhyen be no ode kwa ese ni nua Ibrahim Mahama ni ewimhyen foforo no a wato no eno na mampani ede kro amanfo abisa se aban mra bonte ma kire Ghana fo se ewimhyen no a oya ya no ma no ho akwakotem no ode tukwan no e ka ben na Ghana ebo wo ho na ho nhyehyeye a woye enesen afei bambo enhwemu ben security analysis ben na Ghana bambo fo ehwo mampani so wo ma ye de afa sa wiemhyan no nto ma no kwan ema wodi tu omu nsem ne ye bebre ebi suso aka se sikasem bia wo mu a esa ban ma Ghana fo hunu entimi nkoba se mampani sori ya resini nua wiemhyan ti no no wakwa akotam saa no wode ko wiemhyan so ye nya ne saa keke eka wo ho edoso enyumre ye ko ahomaso na ye ne Transparency International penifo atwetwe nkomo Yera Michael Buadi o fundraising manager e Transparency International ene ene no atwetwe nkomo eja Buadi Peace FM kase boso ni ma joy
so etia mo kwane wahefo ejina
yo ya da sese wo so nya ye ho adaje asem ni Ghana fo bisa se ewiem no amampani odi tukwane wom se eye ni nua dia na bibi omu a ese oka kire Ghana fo se enti wode ne nua rewem hyan tu kwan ba ko bi a Ghana boka sen edie ne wo mu ho ba mbosem etisen wode Ghana fo a ebisa sansem no eya adwene a de enti na no mo ya adwen
ma medi kan ka se ansa kora na ye bedu ye se me no mo ya adwen ana me no mo nya adwen no me dey say yan section ya may be kakra asa me di kan no kasa bi se ye wadi na ho kwan na so nya adi na na ye de e pata ye Yera president and then me photo echiano Bimia Vimshelo Anka and Yasebia. Now, so it's ultimately as you know, you say who got to say the Babenu, which is a one more to put money on one or more control because I said, no, at the end this year. I come and say, you were a year of Sana Mono. Didn't one share or Chinabi, not I did not the Paco did not do Pia. Only the one, a bear in Kakra. And yeah, or Portocas, one kind of potential conflict of interest. No, I don't think, sir, here we are, I get good governance, exercise. A man would be, and I won't be able to. It is a man of fresh one the Bua Contana, what is fresh, and was sent with the Bua Contana, you a car,
ɛkɔ na ɛno no sɛ ɛka no ɛyɛ sire sɛ ɛyɛ torɔ sɛ ɛyɛ simpoa ɛno de for me no ɛyɛ immaterial ɛfa no a wɔtwa ato hɔ no ɛna ɛhɔ ɔtoro na ɛɛgu enti sɛ ɔkyena ɔmampanyin foforɔ na ne nua ɛnni wiemhyɛ na ɛwɔ sɛ ɔtu kwan a anammɔmpɛ ɛna ɔbɛtu wohwɛ ɛyɛ bureaucracy ɛyɛ wɔn a wɔyɛ governance anaasɛ public administration wɔn panin bi a ɛfrɛ no Max Weber ɔsɛ principles of bureaucracy no baako wɔ mu a ɔsɛ you ɛyɛ impersonal principle impersonality kyerɛ sɛ woribu man anaasɛ woridi ɛdɔm anim a men personalize no nti wontumi nka sɛ mebe deɛ nka mepɛ sɛ mebɔ yɛsie sika nti me nua hyɛn mekɔ akɔfa na anaasɛ mekɔserɛ na mede atu kwan ɛbɛtew yɛn nka so yeo adwempa nanso wode asaa adwempa no ɛnam no na ɛsɛ sɛ wohu sɛ ɔkyena bi sɛ biribi kɔba ɛdi a wo nua no yɛ qualified ɛdi competitively wɔwi bi ɔkansani bɛka sɛ soa mu bi nua no aeroplane ni agye na ɔde kɔ no nti ɔrewɔɔde no enti watam contract na ɔde ama no enti gya mede menyae a ɛna sɛ mpanin bɛsene no ɛsusu mu a anka menyae a anka wɔma ne nua aeroplane ɛnyɛ ne nua de na ne nua mfa nyɛ dwuma a ɔnti ɔtɔe na amanyɔsɛm no ɛyɛ ɔmampanyin no wɔnyɛ no amanyɔsɛm nhyehyɛeɛ a ɛwɔ hɔ a ɛno sɛ wɔde yɛ amanyɔsɛm no ɔnni so pɛpɛɛpɛ sɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ɔkyena bi nti
ɔwɔ ahoma no so
good
mate yɛnhyɛ aseɛ mfiri baabi a wokɔfa firi ɛ sɛ wokɔ so sɛ nnipa mmienu oko a bi sɛ ɔm sɛ naano deɛ ne siiɛ ɛgya bɔ de wogye di paa sɛ mampani akufo ado tie akonnwa so ɛna mampani yɛso wɔ otu kwan wakɔ akɔfa gabi ɔkyerɛ daako ne wiem hyɛn ɛna ɔde atu kwan a nkɛnnɛ party a ɔyɛ aban a ɔte akonnwa so ɛne Ghana for deɛ na nke bɛka
ɛne bi ɛbɛgyae no ama asɔfo no a wɔtumi prophesy no ɛne de mentumi nkyerɛ ɛsiane sɛ mentumi mma prophecy enti mentumi nkasa mfa anka na mmom nea mɛtumi akasa afa ne sɛ ɔbɔmmɔfo na ne nam hɔ wogya so ɛsene aba anyɛ di te sei no nea wɔ so ne sɛ yɛwura mahama ɛde hyɛ na ɔde yɛ adwuma yɛbɛserɛ no sɛ megye di sɛ ɛyɛ ahɔ ameka asprako sɛ wɔkye ayi a wiemhyɛn no mu no wɔbɛnya briefing bebree security fo bɛma no national security update ne ade nkɔmmɔ bɛkɔ so ne ade menim sɛ ɛyɛ asogyafo a wɔn apa wɔn ano wɔntetoe na wɔkura wiemhyɛn no ɛna wɔn service no anaasɛ ɛyɛ private individuals bi a ɛyɛ ne nua no afa wɔn adwuma mu ɛna wɔkura no no saafo no do they have the clearance to even listen ɛyɛ nyinaa yɛ ne nsɛm maybe sɛ saa mmiri di ne nyinaa so biara nti ne mfa bɔne biara nsusu ɛyɛ yɛwura no na mmom nea mɛsrɛ ka ne sɛ adwempa na ebi a ɔde yɛ no nanso ɔtena bi ase nti no onyɛ
ọbẹni ansa na abẹkọ nti sẹsi a yẹ ne wiem hyɛn no na yẹ sẹ onyae no otu kwan a nti ɔnyɛ den.
sɛ wokɔ airport fo ne state protocol ɛna saa nhyehyɛeɛ no wɔ wɔn nsɛm megye di sɛ state protocol ɛne ɛyɛ nasa ɛfo wɔka wɔ ti bom ɔde afotuman yɛwura ne sɛ kwantu awuriti ɛyɛ bi saa kwan yi na saa kwan yi na wofa so a wobɛtu ɛyɛ cost effective efficient in fact the wofa ɛyɛ cost bɛyɛ atem a
But we and the thing is, I get the most efficient, effective cost. It is for sign amount to sign amount now. Minimum answer. Why you know so? It's not the same. You have to pay you. Near pay you. They can publish it after. Say, I'm paying up when you what you win a point. And try your boy me. And say, we just say you're done for require any transparency, accountability, and yet necessarily say taking action to say what's your council. What's your council to create the Ghana for a hookah, boy, or Becasara. You know, near Ghana for pay and no quality. Ofa, Utu and Amono, now Ghana food who say, Loquality, Pepe, young Cote, Papa, Pepe, woman. Ghana for me, you say, you won't how. It's only there. On my idea, when the number on my paying to Quara, on my and Sapa, Opa, or the Biba. Among yourself, in our county. In the year final, say, or may on my paying, now I am final and sign the children and say, would your father say, and the more bet you never mind or man for the Nino, on to sign a mono. Never and a mono at the young Cassie, on far and Bushia, and the Minia, the Yasreno, Yanka and Ranka. It's more yet, why should that? On my baby here, not move out. But Uber, near the Kika, Akoka, and Yeniano. No, be about the body in Bonia, no, be the Cassiano, and so for your nursing, you can live my family and okay. This is bravery. I'm a neighbor. Now, on my baby, no only and share some and few now, one cafe, now Asuji, Emra, Obia, and Tony. And I won't be over to Nano at a year standards, and I say. Yardstick, you even faso as sue a future president of the bank. And now, Yakety, never will go, a marvel, never prices are conform. And yes, I Yakanoa, yet it could not be prices of whom any and yet side judgment. Thousand of auxiliary what they will be an amount to better to the dinner. If he is friend of all Tassa, or not all another. Comfort and not trying not next year or be proud of it.
And that's Papa, you're Michael Buedi or a fundraising manager at the Transparency International. On only no education Sankomwe.
Na and High Court, war and crane. A Mubako Quasetina. High Court, a Quasetina, Yakan once a me a High Court Justice Audrey Kokuvite. And a yetem wafua or tina. Edwom edi asem na ensem wonne ebegu no pno so wotena so baako de fa Bernard Entwibu esi akochema wuntumi ya sentiment mu dwamtine ne di ma wosena manyoku NPP na asem ne ye nimsem dada kwadu a ede chema wuntumi akogina kwata tembu adaka mu na no de no a se asase ye de ma no se ontumu agudi anasa ne nsa kan ye se ontumu agudie no ya de man se kontonkra na se ankrankre nanso kwadu ne se wo mani pamienu kwan emom so de mfidie begu asase ne so se wo muntu asase no mu agudie ne bi na etiamra se ade na ya de ma wonu nko ano wabo pa na se wodi bi nso so ma afanu mienu bi se wo mso so ma metu bi wenu kwadu na ye di atetire no se kwense bo dwedini aboso ano na wo mko asetena no chema wuntumi ne lawyer and the appear kubi ani a lawyer for aka no ho na mo de ato court nanim se fitibira asem ne be pie court no adanse a kwadu bofo de abata kwadu no ho no wo ma hwehwem ehu se adanse ne nyina so ne mu ha se yare fom pampa anaza atentewuro enye nyina so mu odu anaza mu aden a se court ne gyina so edidi chama wuntumi asɛm a ewom ento mo sere senka we de court mmra ane court mmra ntiremu yawo de ka no no case enti chama wuntumi lawyer no de submission of no case ne ba ye say esan say kwadubofo ntumi manyina so people nyina so mapa wode bo chama wuntumi kwadu a eye yenti ka court asem no kra no wonyi ntu bebi ana temwafo say da bi wo ye kwadubofo no kwadu na wo mde abo chama wuntumi no a ene adanse ne nyina so no a wo mde abata ho no ade dia wonu mumra ana obeka se o emu ye he sa kwa afoforo no munti ya mo asem no ntungu bebi obo asem no tugu a enyeye enti oma chama wuntumi alayafo no enefo baako nson se wo munko na kwa wo munko no wo munko dwene ho se eda wo mesan so atena asem no so no wo mu ba eja budi wo mbeto wo ma no na reka se wo mu ne ka enti court mu asem no anase wo mu beba court na beba court na manye se chama wuntumi obekasa no obekasa wo kwadu na yede abono no ho a so ono a na bepa mu aka ho sanso so ni opese wo ka no wode nanu yiye de makwadu na yede abono no begun krata so e de abra court no a we eye nima mienu ana court no ehwe ni mu na emra chama wuntumi lawyer yewrandi apia ku bidie ni mu ebo court amanye se nka we de submission of no case a wo mde atu nka court mpene so esanse kwadu no etire nyina so ni mu ha no ana aban mire ni mu krate abedi etire deputy attorney general Dr. Justice Sremsai asa no so da bi asem no nya ensem wo ye de bonkro enti one lawyer and apia ku bi ya adwene a enye enti matemwafo ntie wo mo de nemo mu do onhwe temwafo onhwe no obi a woni mu mra bi anhwe se kwadu a wo mo de abebare chama wuntumi ni nyina so wo mo de abatan wo no se nyina so ni mu nyedu a eno ne nkomobo e ko so ma e ko wi ase no temwafo ye ne se ane wo ma wo mo ne fonson enema mienu se court be frasem ni biem no mo beba wo meko manu atum wo mo nkasa se court emu asem no ana se wo mo de anu yiye ebeba kwadu no ho se chema wuntumi be kasa wo se so na anu yiye no obetro de gu nkrata so na nyame ya domo 26 March ana court asese asem no wo mo san so mbra na wo mo ntena so endi ni se de se na fata Philippa Atanga na YPS FM yensem twini amana bofo no wo court dem wa de si yi enwumre yo de abra yen
na yanko ahoman so na ye ne ensawam adoagiri emrahye bedwani ono ana san eye tenene ema edomkuma ewo Ghana emrahye bedwam onmunyamfo Frank ano dompre entwetwe enkomo ni nyina ne se ose obrebre na so ase ade otie ne se abanya ka che woni a eto koko license buying companies ne se wo munyai koko to na de wo mu de ono abonankasa ewo ahoman so we one majoy oh yensan kano danke pese ene no edi nkomo enso yensan kano idie yebekọ na se da chimbia na ansa ne yensa besa kano biom no head of mission Fiscal Affairs Department International Monetary Fund IMF what they atudwa say Ghana bono modene pa ewo nhihye yebosia no a yekokobo na anu na yekọ IMF wo say yentimi hwe ye ne maso nti ommoa ye ne yentoto ye nema nhihye omde to ho no yayere ye ho adi super na ebra one budget committee of parliament ehia na orayere Almudena Fernandez editu dwa say Ghana bono modene na IMF susu enije senhihye a ode to Ghana nim no ye di so na fe nhihye ni nyina nso yama emu ada ho fan na nso ose aka dwumaden wo Ghana nim a sese ye pese ye sikasem gina yie pa de a dwumaden wo ho dwuma na wo ho ne nya dwuma keto dwumaden wo ho pa sese Ghana ye hwe ne ye di so na ewom se nyame ya adom a eprebusu ye di anim ye nhihye no wo ho no Ghana be free mu na nso ose Ghana mono ho modena se ne be ya se free IMF nhihye na se kora no a ahohyeso ahonhyeso enhyehye a IMF ene Ghana ye di so a ebo ayen e ma yetimi fira ho kyere mu no ye betimi adi so se na ebe ya enkoba se ekina bi ombete kokoko den a Ghana aba yesan abeje bosia.
The reason why we are here is very targeted and related to fiscal transparency. So the evaluation we are doing is based on current practices on transparency, and this is part of Fiscal Affairs Department. Then there is a broader team. I think they were here just a couple of weeks ago. They are working on the program, but so far I have been reading, and even the managing director was here. So the program is back on track, progressing as expected. So from what we have seen, it is clear that the Minister of Finance and the different divisions we are
na yanko ahomar se basa aba betoa IMF ne ho nkomo ehona yene so madrogi no ahye beje no nyamfo franka no dompre entwetwen enkomo honorable Peace FM kase boso ni majoy
yeah but so na adai wa picture ekwa asantimemu
na edienti a ame afro ne se wo de atu dwa se wo bebre waso ase de o tie ne se abanya ka kire license buying companies ne say ma omo ento kuku mpacha sa se mi sa na tie
because no no so be option and it shall see nya sank and district calls your one mo frefre so be mamo ya wugiri ya diba one we don't from that nya course ni bebre nya ba ko nya mienu nya miensa I mean it is also produced by company for the bureaucracy way I am shishia mo de kasa because bi mi aso de ni mo no cocoa crazy way bebre na mo to cocoa na bia ko fa akoje bosia e de atokoko no ama na ababe yo mo ka omo na e free niam se wonim se beton koko ene koko ne se bia dane abese no egu amu ayo ohawni apenedie ene yawdie kase na beto Ghana for so etie di tuja asama yenya emfi yen yeho fi produce buying companies or every koko catch for no aban wanu ye papa bi ombra be kan kire yen etie no kweto do.
Okay, na pacho ebra mo titi we ni fi akuafo no mo ne LBCs ni bia kasa na mo bisa emu mo bisa koko board mo bisa LBCs ni say asem we ekire mo bi ho ana. Hello Mr. Era Frank another prena homa no enhye da enyina so nti emfa no konkon ha da chi bia sa homa no totomu a yene no ebetwetwen enkomo na meka IMF Mami a yefena Almudena Fernandez a wono ye head of mission Fiscal Affairs Department wode atudwa se Ghana ya de pass IMF hyehyɛ ne yedi so pepepe no wa rehemu se April bosom no so na se ye free mu a ye nkonko ebo ye bra se de na anu bi ye bo no no ma ensa nkonko fa ho kyere emre yen na ye nua William Gaintu ene Emmanuel Akoli ene de sa amane no ebre na sansem no aho ena kan ne so afo a ohwe na ohwe nsase ene odman koma ne ma ode edom yen eso ono ede atudwa se ono so ohwe ani mu pa se April Ghana free IMF enhyehye na se a yen kobo sa abosia ba hat no aye ano a yebo betie na afa ma eka twitwiridi na aba be yan Ghana fo ekomu one yenu aba ohene wa kese boahe etwetwe nkomo na wie yi ewo yen kase boss no munyamfo Inusa Fuse ni se osre aban pa se onfa hohyeso enya adwuma na nsen ama Ghana sikasem antiantwu.
Even exit IMF in April, but that doesn't mean that we will be reckless and wasteful. And I just read Atu Forces engagement with the World Bank. I think the aim here to say for us to expand the economy and particularly private sector driven for jobs to be created. When you say, but them the immediate joining labor force no security services recruitment. Not engage the intent, but since that's why many people are drifting towards the security service. And what we need to do as a country now is to grow the economy, grow the private sector, and ensure that we create a human being. The young people will get employment within that area.
Now, alright, Inusa Fuse ni say, Ojidi ye pa say about the 24-hour economy aba say eno no so yetimi ye ni ye a ebeboa amesi kasem agina.
About the workforce, we should not expand the wage bill. Into wage bill also, and ensure that within acceptable limit. And that's the IMF conditionality. You can only replace. That's an IMF conditionality. Let me tell you why it's an IMF conditionality. When you say, NDC, come the campaign, you say you want to create a 24-hour economy. And say 24-hour economy will require many security personnel so that they can be on the streets to ensure that security will work in the night for those who want to work at night. But every say I am conditionality is ever hunting. And say we have to wait until we exit the program, ensure that 24-hour economy are taken off. We can recruit into the services and ensure that they provide security at night for those who work in the night.
Na openia etene nkai onmunyam for inu safuse no ne yenu aba ohene wa kese boahen ene twetwe san komoi ene awie na efa koko asem na onmunyam for Frank anodompre ka no ya ne cocoa board kasamafo ora Sam Jerome twetwe asem no ho enkomo bani Prince FM kase boss ni majoe yo ne onmunyam for Frank anodompre de atudwa ene se abaya kan kire LBCs ne se ma omo entokoko na de nti osemo omo nto ni nyina ne se ohwa ni se aban besan ate ebo no so nti anhwa a ukoto a na ohu a kire mpacha o sa asemi enchechire mu be na ho
na me da se ma mi chia atiefo ichi ni tutu ni boko atiafo ye di kan no eye nsemo a eye ura na dompre ene minority ka no kwebia ni den enyim ni chia no kwe enyim no Cocoa board the need require a year sort of fit for another market for. It say, or you be another dear or can be beer. A not dance in terms of a year crater, I be the above one thing. It say, cocoa board a cruise season and a cocoa board a directed a year licensed buying company say, Ma or moon toko could be a legit passer or the crater of the babon chair, etc. Internet and minority no cancer. As some of you decided almost in India crater, and as the Commodia, chief executive, and as any official of Cocoa Board, any licensed buying company, Ediana, and Tessa. Near a woman and then says, and no Menoka say, a new Cocoa Board, a new Cocoa Board, and a year expanded the pages of cocoa through a year seed fund. From 2024, enya dia eye cocoa board emma obi a seed farm into cocoa and a licensed buying company no ena woman kasa kwa bonten ekoto cocoa omupe musica na mato cocoa some dia bring cocoa board na cocoa board aide etia wonka into eye possible says a licensed buying company be na the unisika a ode beto cocoa no a eno ni different say license a nisika license B, then Usika, or the Tokuku. Internet, it is wrong. Say, a licensed buying company B, not we missing for another capture or the management. And on the basis of that, when Indian took here, maybe Kukua, all friend, you have one cassette, a buying sale, not being a then, and Tokuku. Meanwhile, they in a bill, your licensed buying companies are a modern cuckoo, a year. Cocoa board. Am I a CTUR? A coso. It is a Tokuka, a destination like CTUR, Apostle, Emma, Yaden, Yadi, a licensed buying company on the basis of them.
But opening also some no what to be said LBCs ni bia kan kire o mo purchasing clerks ni say ma o mo nto e bia o mo niska na bia what to be.
The main say yes, but in Chumu and the demand say licensed buying companies no, and now say young syndicated loan deal. Omana a pesika, na mutu no, omodia bread a cocoa board, na cocoa board amawuska. Intina a possible say it be a company do or misika, another be a bank account. Intina misika the burden or the metukuku. And it is different because they are human business and our more. It is a idea and yet be company bi antimi antoni kokoa ɛne nye nyina so sɛ ebia wobɛka sɛ cocoa board ahye sɛ mento cocoa because ɛboɔ no so yɛ dɛ ɛboɔ no so ba bɛte meanwhile sɛ ɛboɔ so bɛte ana ɛboɔ bɛkɔ so a ɛnyɛ saa kwan wei na yɛ dɛ yɛfa so nti no minority no anase owura no dɔmprɛ he is only engaging in propaganda and lies, and that is what I can say.
Yadase openi nchiremu ana yepenu ana ode amayen ura Sam Jerome ono ene kasa ema Ghana Cocoa Board.
Na Honorable Alexander Ejare eye kade mrasebedwani onu kra ya na ye vice chairman committee of parliament eye budget committee na what you done was say asem ye da pono so a ye dan da ne sekus na ma ho apa so a ye gold board ne Bank of Ghana collaboration ama abeto jase o mana boka $240 million no entremu no a efra ban ho aba e de afa sika ya hwiri ho no honorable chiremu se enhwe ni ena entremu no kura ntisi so enti wutie entremu no kura no a ama asem na ye see one time something which is there bibio ayem nwuran e won krofo asum ene krofo ni so ni senti eno se kwanya $240 million no wo man no ahwere no se ye no kran pa peniampa ni nuanyampa de a ene hu behia pa se aban no beba abonten na wode nkyeremu abayiye nkyeremu asabi atwa asum no obi atobo so oh anya di se scan yirampa na se yahwere ya de ko ye de yahwere ya yahwere na bio abama yehunu gold board ne Bank of Ghana wo mun se wosudie ene wo mun kitamudie emu na wo fan na yehu de akone de ba emane nkoye sumtum ase ade bia ye cruise se smuggle goods ye mpese obi a behum bi sei no ene de enye kra na ensemi aya ne de na wo ka de afoa IMF report wa aba so say $240 million no gold board ne Bank of Ghana da Roma ene nam say wo ma no ahwere no so IMF wo report wo de ba ye na wo mu chemu say esan amansan se ye ne amansan tutie nti wo mu kan wasem a enyeyi na wo mu kan wasem enyeyi na ntia say aban de kan wasem a enyeyi.
There should be transparency because we asked the IMF and then since they are diplomats, they could not come out clearly, but it's out there that, over $240 million, was an issue between Gold Board and the Bank of Ghana. So the government should sit up because people of Ghana are not ready to make, losses over a program that's supposed to support our currency. Then in the end, we are spending so much and then making losses as well. So there is a lack of transparency in the dealings of Gold Board and the Bank of Ghana, which we think the government should come out clearly because it looks like it's a kind of a sensitive area. They don't want people to go at all.
And what you say? Ebano abai sika o manage shene sase won fambo o mano ho bra eye wo mu committee na se de se wo mehwe se aban ni sika no wo mu de bia be de e wo so de ye wo mu ntwe ma aban kra ma aban fa bi overlapping enkopie baby foforo nkoye dia sika no ye mfa ma no se onfanye wo so wo mu ye weyi na wo mu ne de urubofo ne semtwefo so aye kasubum na de wo be hu bia no wo mu de beba na ye na ya kan wasem na se aban no tie ayatene no se de be ya sika yo mane dia no enkodi baby a eni kwan se eko.
This is a government that is not good at revenue mobilization because in 2025 the expected incomes were not met, yet in the 2026, they estimated a higher amount, which doesn't make any physical sense, but we are still looking up to them. And then one thing that the budget committee is concerned about is releases. In 2025, government failed to make releases. Releases were not going in at all. And then we also noticed that to some of the MDAs, there were no releases, but when they were coming in for the budget estimates, there were numbers being posted into the accounts.
Now, Yatini, can you Honorable Alexander Jare? Or Kademra Sebetani, Parliament Budget Committee. Committee na ya wamu ya kwa mesika budget sono, or Vice Chairman. Edi Yatini, Kena, William Gentuni, Emmanuel Akoli, and Wamode and Komoy Ephraim Nasibajofie, Ebaye. Madame Romero, na Yajina Sona, Yaja Wafanka to Yaba, Casabon Betuaso.
When you're going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury Allegris paint. No be any painting be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint with champion. When you're going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury Allegris paint. No be any painting be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint with champion.
Imagine making or collecting all payments without leaving your chair. Sounds like magic, right? Nah, it's Stanbic Pay.
As the Chief Financial Director of SBA Holdings Limited, payments from clients flow like magic through Stanbic Pay.
From school fees to utilities, government and statutory payment to investment, insurance payment, Hajj payment, and more. Just log on to Stanbic Pay and you're set for life. No Stanbic account, no queues, no stress, no last-minute panic.
Cherish your time and live happier in safety and convenience.
Just visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 030-340-9212 or 055-676-0683 to get started.
When you're going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury Allegris paint. No be any painting be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint with champion. When you're going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury Allegris paint. No be any painting be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint with champion.
O jamno no nanse dia wo jiwani as a confidence level so as a kosro pa e wo se manijie efese ma fa Mr. Kill aye be man kasa wa fa meme dro Mr. Kill aye be memu a enya afi na wo be ye hu debate tell him hey na ada no fan World Cup sa na so amwa me se Mr. Kill ya ma fanti ma ye be memu a case closed me so be person me ye be man kasa enti na Mr. Kill ni bi won yato Mr. Kill our pharmacies and over-the-counter medicine shops. Dudua Kokunlun Ghana Limited, East Legon, a Champo Junction. For 0244-139-176 and now 0204-139-176. A member what do you feel doing what you do and a Mr. Kill.
FDA Aji Ejedi Nkratoyatum.
Brush your teeth every day and night. Up and down and all around. Brush your teeth and bright. Brush your teeth. Brush your
Pepsodent, cavity protection.
This advert is FDA approved.
Peace FM.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
You have some for Yamamo Aquaba way de Tuna, ya sorry so. Says ya Yan and Tiesa Ora Freddie Blay, and Oye Chairman, and I Titanima MPP Amanyukuno. A Cropon Circuit Court etransene. Emma, yes, Wakobu Wubia dying, Wakobu Wadai Gu Brumpatemuho. Court and Asha say, Onfa Freddie Blay, and Concord Trim, or Corremand. Now watch me and son. Now watch me and Zachino. Na osan ede no abana afa asem wo biaro court no tie so akobu obi da aguo no de ya ma no remand na otwe miensa afa ise de munim no akonta Trump oko Iran no na adwen ye ne se eyentasusa obanum ni sesi anu asen aba na Trump wakoka ntokwa ni mfifira hu se Iran for no ti wono mo nye bayira abrewadwo Iran for no ni eden pa Donald Trump nkoka mienti a UK for one prime minister ne ho ye ne nwanwa pa customer ne ho ye ne nwanwa papa se ai wo UK oti wo nim se mo ya America for namfo nom da ye ka obi America ne fa yonko a achepa na nke ye UK for wo ma kodokwa mo ho achirom se no afre o se beboa no a akwa no mpese ode ne ho baje ntokwa num Trump se be na ochu mienu atwam na ofre stammer ka kire ne se opa ne chew UK for no wo sa ewiemhyen bumruntum ne bia ewiemhyen ya satimi de fa ewiemhyen so eno ye elupleo na so satimi fa elupleo foforo betimi ase elupleo be enum kra de ahyehjem UK for obi anko omama ne mienu no nko omfa nko Iran nko ya de stama so wo ma no ampa so akoya ama no afi wo se o ne na sa chi no sa fresh stama ka chere se ne se wono no mfa ma no ma ne mfa nkoko no a straight of Hormuz no a wo ma tumu de se ama wiase fa ngobo aye den se si e kra ye ka sei ne ya kra Ghana ha se nka oka companies a wo mo fa ngobo wo fom pa ka oka Frames Oil na oka Star Oil enne nuanom enne diesel Star Oil bo anwumre o me de abetudwa aka de na 16 cedis diesel baby o ma apaja kodu no ye nyanko oil enko Total enko Shell Star Oil ne Frames Oil no omode no wo form no kura no aka krem na diesel no edu 16 etinka UK for no mfa saa wiemhyan bumruntu no ma no nanka omfa nkoboa se be ya wonu betimi abie Strait of Hormuz no atumu muntie Donald Trump saa kwa no nka no kra bako se o se o enye se bia na ohia ono betimi aye na ade ohia UK for no de so ma hwe se come de mema na mpa na.
I was very surprised with the United Kingdom because the United Kingdom 2 weeks ago I said why don't you send some ships over, and he really didn't want to do it. I said you don't want to do it, we've been with you, you're our oldest ally and we spend a lot of money on NATO and all of these things to protect you. I mean, we're protecting them. We're working with them on Ukraine. Ukraine's thousands of miles away, separated by a vast ocean. We don't have to do that, but we did it. Well, Biden did it. I mean, I have to be honest with you. Biden got taken to the cleaners. But we worked with them in Ukraine. We don't need to work with them in Ukraine. And then they tell us that we have a mine ship around, and they don't want to do it. I think it's terrible. No, I was very surprised. I told him, we requested 2 aircraft carriers, which they had, and he didn't really want to do it. And then right after the war essentially ended, meaning they were obliterated, he said, I would like to send the aircraft carriers. I said, I don't need them after the war has ended and won. I need it before the war. So I was very not upset, I was not happy with the UK. I think they'll be involved, yeah, maybe. But they should be involved enthusiastically. We've been protecting these countries for years with NATO.
Say Trump no, obi ntimi hu say wiase no. Ne dia no ame nyina ba bi say yeso entena ho biu. Say ye dia yo ntimi hu de ha COVID Trump. O say, wo UK for na no kra mo koye ibi o Ukraine. O say kra America for boa mo. Omo ni NATO for nyina say NATO amanya o no Trump no ankasa odwe ne ho awonte na se wo Trump ya wo baaye ana o se NATO na e wo ho no America for na boka o neto for ho pan de se mu be firim mo man neto for ska fanya adwuma bi ndu afiri neto num ekonkon ho afi de okoko na ho kire wa wo se neto for no nsore no mmagina wachi e wo Iran na omunti na wo ko entebra okeka de obeka nyina wo se ade no a kesama ye amani bu afu pa etan se wo bra ye nkoko a wo se ai meba o de twen meba sa o ntimi hu se papa no se opeso o twen a UK for no peso o mo twen ama oko isa ntokwa no wie anza no mo de wiem hye na ama no se de ye o ntimi hu no nanso ade no mo ye na enye fe abufu pa Trump no mo asem se de mutie no ena mansoafo so stama so aka kire Donald Trump say ono ote wono onim time ayede kokko se opeku bi opentoko bi akoko baabi a enye Trump na beba be kan kire ne say fight bi apai wa ha enti kokko ye bi no omo UK fo no so omo te wono omo nim de ye ma wo omo nim oko a ese so omo ko a omo beko enti abra ono so kasa ene awiai e wo number 10 Downing Street ana customer din tudwa say UK for omo te we de omo akoma so ade sesi an say san tokwa no a wo hu ne ti hu ne kon no entokwa no betwa na obi aho ato no ewom say omo ni Iran for no kasa ene Gulf for no nyina kasa say be ya Iran ebe ti ase no wabie Strait of Hormuz na tum na fam no a yetwefa ho ni nyina atimi abadwa ma so say be ya emfa ho kire kese emma wiase no no onka so opentokwa bi akon onka so obobi so na akon enti say Trump anya ne ntokwa na so obeko a on de onko no no UK no to sesi and de hia no pa ne say esi a won France ene Germany chancellor won mu nyina ehwe kon befa so omni Iran for no bekasa ama o mate o mo ho ase no o mabie Strait of Hormuz no atum na say Strait of Hormuz no esan eda ho say de tie sesi ye san tum na otweka ho a wa hwe aho kire de baba wiase no wiase ntimi.
Our priority is always the national interest, and so we have been clear and consistent in our objectives throughout this conflict. First, we will protect our people in the region. Second, while taking the necessary action to defend ourselves and our allies, we will not be drawn into the wider war. And third, we will keep working towards a swift resolution that brings security and stability back to the region and stops the Iranian threat to its neighbours. I want to see an end to this war as quickly as possible, because the longer it goes on, the more dangerous the situation becomes and the worse it is for the cost of living back here at home. I simply will not allow companies to make huge profits from the hardship of working people. Now, this government was elected to stop that, and we will. That's also why we're going to support rural communities with the cost of heating oil. I'm announcing immediate support for vulnerable heating oil customers today, providing £53 million for those households that are most exposed.
UK man so the ono so de atudwa no say de hia omo sesi anye de hia America for no krantom de omo ho masem ento ba bi na enwene wa ha na akasebo no esie ye na moto ye nka nwumre ye me na ya okese na
ohiri na Kwame Amo
na asede wo mu ye de Emma Osons chemist and the Osons garlic capsules abense asene enwumre MTN Sega na asei ba bia mununkum hata bia MTN for so hata ho and to say everywhere you go afei high sense Ghana says auto home appliance or Ghana has ya ultra high sense and also high sense ho o kwa koto ya no enti ensan high sense ho ene obi anko nkodi dwa say open home appliance and ato Dolphin roofing systems and chance de board so ye ton Dolphin e be chama pa na unim san chance no de board so no sene enkran ha say ne mpoano etie no ye won chance Dolphin pe ene obi e wo Ghana ase a ye twama wa empa ena ense ye so na ene aye ka say ubisa Ghana ba bia onim aduane noa na ne nsan no ode se bia ma Letitia o Lunch City ana kokumase a ma Mercy e wo Makion na ubisa omumienu say spices be na mode ye aduane a ombeka se ye de na nanom de no amo kire no haba no ye de eye aduane ne mom ennemre mu sa spices na aye ne wo ho no de ye yusu bi na ko ba se ye yusu na ma for spices pa de a yɛhwehwɛ mu no a yɛhunu so ɔhene yere spices ɛno na yɛ nananom die no bi enti ɔmaduane no ɛdɛ wokɔ lunch city wobɛdidi atafere wo nsa a na ɛwɔ ne ɛteɛ wokɔ makion so na wobɛdidi atafere wo nsa a ne nyinaa ne sɛ ɛyɛ ɔhene yere spices ɛne yɛre aduane a ɛdɛ na ɛhwam saa afei ma memfa nkɔ Lawson law chemistry wonim deɛ nti a Dr. Lawson yɛfɛ the virgin doctor no ɛsiane sɛ wɔboa mmaa ma mu siesie ɔmo ho yɛ mmaa sima mapa wobɛsiesie ho ayɛ ɔbaa sima ama obi biara de adanseɛ sɛ ampa wɔ ɔbaa ɛma sɛ yɛne wotu kwan a yɛbɛpɛ sɛ yɛne bɛgye ho sɛ yɛbɛsan ne watu saa kwan no biom so ho na kyerɛ sɛ wayɛ good companion wakwantuo no ayɛ kama enti yɛne wotu kwan biom a yɛnnua ho da na ne nyinaa ɛfiri Lawson law chemist ampani sɛm nam ne waka ne saa no o sane mu yi a wobɛte aseɛ afei Divine Hope Herbal Center wɔn na de ɔtwea herbal powder abadwa so na ɔtwea herbal powder na adwuma a ɛyɛ ɛdɔɔso obi a osisi yɛ oya ɛmaa ne mɛma yɛ amu osisi yɛ adeɛ kooko obi so a wɔn mo gyabrosoɔ obi a wayɛ mmerɛ ka mpamu mmerɛ yɛ de ana titiro mɛma na asɛm ne yɛ ka no ɛna obi so a wɔn infection wate nka so kɔ fam ɛna obi a wɔnya stroke mana ɔtwea herbal powder no pa ne anwummerɛ me say ɔtwea herbal powder no yɛyɛ no wode nsuo no dedɛ na wode afra na wabɔ no gbona anopa na wabɔ no gbona anwummerɛ ɔtwea herbal powder ebedi wasɛm ama pa mmarima no so mo design formula foforɔ bi a mo de nom de ɔyɛ na adeɛ sɛ mo mfa nsuo hyɛ mmarima no so ahyɛ daa de kube nsuo mmarima mo wɔ Ghana so yɛ mo nim secret pa o ɔmo de kube nsuo no ɛna nom ɔtwea na ne ɔmo keka pa so ɔmo yɛ ne saa so a feeling no so yɛ soronko ni nyinaa ne sɛ ɔtwea bɛdi wasɛm ama wo enti sɛ wodu dwa so a Divine Hope Herbal Center wɔn na de aba ɔtwea herbal powder mesrɛ yɛ ana mo a mo frɛfrɛ odi ahenkan sɛ mo pɛ ɔtwea herbal powder ne bi mesrɛ mo ɛne odi na ɛtɔn ɛno deɛ wei deɛ mɛsan me nua ne ti ɛwɔm sɛ oyusu bi ɛne ɔbaa ɛfia sɛ ɔno ne first person a ɔmaa mete ɔtwea herbal powder nka ɔnom yɛ ɔba bɛka kyerɛ me sɛ o ɛyɛ paa na mse kwame na woyɛ de na hu sɛ ɛyɛ ɔso o kam de mi hu ɛna na ka kyerɛ me eti ɛyɛ fine na mse mate aseɛ eti wo a wo pɛ bie no frɛ 0591 565557 0591 565557 ɛna 0550 639037 0550 639037 ɔtwa herbal powder ugya no hye wa ho wa obesan aba biom aposin ya amagana fo nu atoso ene Pepsodent cavity fighter Pepsodent aposin nyina mu azuma nesen ene Pepsodent ozo obi ya koto paste o se me to Pepsodent yeti sa ne se Pepsodent odin eno so obi anim se eye papa eno nti eno obi ya koto Pepsodent aposin ya wo se me to Pepsodent so adwuma ku ada roma ena yeti yenka me sorry ama DJ Young Boy abehwe akire bo no nwotwe a kasebo na achi no ene mabedwafo e the platform ebeto aso e de amamo e da mase amamomo enitie.
Tune it in, turn it up.
Peace FM.